Hello, it's officially hoodie season. I am ready with my new, what do you call these things? It's like a book nook, I think. No, I think it is actually called a book nook. Is it called a book nook? I have one like that's right there. Let me show you. It's like this. And when you walk past it, it lights up. This one I got is of Japan. I would love to have one for every single country that I visit so I could like align them all on a bookshelf one day. This camera angle is really high, isn't it? All right. Is everyone in screen? Yes, I think so. Do you guys know that TikTok trend that's been going around? I'll put it up on the screen if I can figure out how to do that. But it goes, my brain can't tell the difference between being chased by a bear and receiving an email from my boss. I don't know, it's always like something silly. That was literally me. My nervous system literally reacts the same way when someone goes, let's go around the room and share something interesting about ourselves. That question used to actually send me into a full panic. And I'm like, palms are sweaty, heart is palpitating. I'm like, please, please, please don't start with me because I have nothing interesting to say. I need time to think about like something remotely interesting about myself because what do I do all day? Just eat, sleep, work, go home, do the same thing over and over again for the last 10 years. Like, how do you have time to do anything interesting?
What did you do over the weekend?
Girl, I didn't do anything over the weekend. I slept, watched dramas, and then it was already like Sunday scaries and I had to go to work again. I don't know, I did that every single weekend. I had the same weekend every weekend. So when I quit my 9 to 5, I was like, I'm going to try all this stuff that I didn't have time to do or didn't have energy to do when I was working a 9 to 5. I used to hate that question and I don't know if some of you can relate, but I mainly hated it because I had nothing interesting to say about myself. I feel like some people still have a lot of energy after work and I was just not one of those people. Like, I was always tired. When I was super stressed, I didn't want to do anything aside from watching dramas or like reruns of Friends. If you're also just feeling like you haven't done anything fun or interesting or new, like you haven't tried anything new in a very long time because your life has been consumed by the daily grind, then I hope this video can inspire you to try something different, even if it's just like a small thing. The first thing I knew I wanted to try was pottery and specifically wheel throwing. I've always loved using my hands to make things. I tried pottery a couple of times before and really enjoyed it. So as soon as I quit my 9 to 5, I immediately signed up for a 5-week masterclass. And in that 5 weeks, I learnt the basics of wheel throwing, how to glaze and fire my pieces. And then I ended up signing up to the membership for the clay studio that I was at, which meant I was able to go in as often as I wanted to and I was able to use their pottery wheel and all the tools. I ended up doing that for a couple of months and I really enjoyed that as a hobby. I remember I would just go into the studio every single day, put on my earphones, listen to music or a podcast, and I would just sit at the wheel and make something for hours on end. Time would just fly by and I remember thinking, man, this is living, this is the life. Like, how good is it to just get lost in doing something that you enjoy? I remember even at one stage thinking, I'm going to buy a pottery wheel so I could do this at home every single day. And how cute would it be to have all your bowls and plates in your home to be handmade by you? How special and adorable would that be? It is a boat. I unfortunately did have to stop doing it because, well, 2 reasons. One, because it is quite an expensive hobby. Like, you have to pay for the membership, the clay, the firing. So it is quite an expensive hobby, especially for someone who wasn't getting a regular income anymore. And second, it's actually very drying for your hands. And I have eczema prone skin, so unfortunately my fingers became really dry. My fingertips were like flaring up with eczema, so it was getting really raw and painful. So I wasn't able to put my hands in water and clay every single day anymore. Definitely not ideal for someone with dry hands. But as a hobby, I rate it 10 out of 10. Highly recommend it. It is so much fun if you're someone who likes to get messy and get your hands dirty and like to build things with your hands. Another thing I did when I quit my 9 to 5 was taking Korean language classes, and I was actually kind of surprised that a lot of people were questioning why I was learning Korean when I told them that was what I was doing in my spare time after I quit. Because to me, learning a new language is kind of just a hobby. Like, it doesn't have to be so serious. I understand that a lot of people tend to pick up new languages because of work or because they're moving to a different country, or like maybe their partner or their family speak another language. I just learned Korean because I enjoy watching Korean dramas, I enjoy traveling to Korea, and I like K-pop. So I was like, I'm gonna learn the language for fun. Imagine not having to read subtitles when you're watching a show in a different language. So yeah, I signed up to Korean language classes, and it was like a class that I had to go in physically every single week, and they would have like a classroom and a Korean teacher. Honestly, it felt like going back to school again, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I literally felt like I was a student again. So we had classes every week, we had homework, we had a textbook, we had quizzes every now and then, but it wasn't ever like that serious. Kind of just like, here are some areas for improvement for next time. I did mention in another video that I ended up having to quit Korean classes. I didn't want to sign up for the next term because I was traveling a lot and I wasn't able to commit to the weekly classes anymore. And it just felt unfair for me to take up a space in the classroom when that could have been taken by another student. But I will say, like, the classes that I did end up going to were like super helpful, and I'm surprised at how much I actually retained from those 2 terms that I went. I'm able to read in Korean, which I guess isn't super helpful if you can read it but not understand it.
캐시페스토. Well, don't know what that means.
I understand the basic grammar. I can count. I would highly recommend taking a language class if you have an interest in a language, but I will say learning a new language takes a lot of time and dedication. I think you also need a pretty strong motivation to keep going as it gets harder. So I'd say if you're already tired from a really long day of work, and if you just want your mind to like rest and reset, learning a language probably isn't for you. But if you're looking for a fun challenge and you want to learn something new, then I would highly recommend it as a hobby. It's so intricate. Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound good. Look at that. We have a couple on a boat rowed by these 2 men. 3 men. Next thing is definitely more therapeutic and crafty. I used to love making scrapbooks, but it is an incredibly time-consuming activity. So I pivoted to making photo books because I wanted a way to capture all my memories in one place, especially like the traveling that I was doing, but I didn't want to spam my Instagram account. I started off with making a photo book of my wedding, but the quality of it didn't turn out to be as nice as I wanted it to be. I'm yet to find a place that makes photo books that I'm happy with, but I'm still hoping to eventually create a photo book for every single country that I've visited so that I could display them on my bookshelf or on my coffee table. I think it would be such a cute addition to the home. Honestly, I have taken way too many photos overseas to just have them sitting around on a hard drive that never gets looked at. If you've had like a long day at work and you just want to come back home to do something creative, but you don't want to get messy, I think creating a photo book is pretty fun. I think this is the best I could do. Honestly, don't even remember how I got into polymer clay or like how I discovered polymer clay as a hobby, but there was a time where I landed in a polymer clay YouTube rabbit hole. There are some artists on YouTube that specialize in making the most adorable tiny little things out of polymer clay, like key rings, fridge magnets, or just like cute things that you display on your desk. And hopefully by now you'll know I love little tiny things and I love using my hands. So obviously that piqued my interest, and the next day I went to Spotlight and I kid you not, I bought every single color of polymer clay you could imagine, which in hindsight I probably didn't really need some of those colors. And I bought all the tools that I needed for polymer clay. Then I attempted to make my first like miniature, and it was so much harder than it looks on the internet. Like they make it look so easy, therapeutic, calming. No, it was so hard. I actually don't know how they managed to make it look so realistic, but it's actually super, super hard. It is an art form. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like just playing with Play-Doh and it's going to be easy. It's not. So I kind of gave up on it. It was a scam. Not really, but for me, I was like, this is kind of hard. I don't think I could actually make anything cute out of this. But then, literally 2 days ago, I came across this TikToker who was making miniature fridge magnets in the shape of different food items like bruschetta, avocado toast, and the most adorable. Let me just like put it up on the screen. It was the cutest thing ever. Her fridge is actually my goals. I want my whole entire fridge to be filled with cute little magnets like that. That video single-handedly brought me right back to the polymer clay world. In the very near future, I'm going to be attempting to make little mini fridge magnets, and hopefully this time I won't give up until I have a whole fridge full of cute fridge magnets. You can stay tuned for that. It's getting really, really hot now in this hoodie, and my camera's on 8%, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish filming this video. I literally have made 2 pieces that took me this whole entire time. I'm pretty proud of this. Look at that. I am back with just a shirt, but my camera is on 5%, so I think I can only film one more before I need to charge it. Okay, hear me out. This is not a hobby, but it is something new that I was trying. Anyone who knows me knows she is not an active girl, but as I'm aging, I've realized I need to include some form of exercise into my routine. So I tried the gym, and I really, really wanted to love the gym. I wanted the gains, I wanted to be stronger, I wanted to be more toned, and the gym seemed like a very obvious solution to all those things. So I went, and it was going well in the 3 months leading up to my wedding, because I obviously had a very strong motivation to fit into my wedding dress. In the short 3 months that I went consistently, I actually saw results, and I was like, damn, I'm like actually getting stronger, and I am actually getting more toned. And I thought, damn, this is me. I'm a gym girly now. Then I came back from my honeymoon, and I tried to go back to the gym again. And why did nobody ever tell me that once you don't go to the gym for a couple of months, you literally lose everything that you've gained? I came back to the gym from my honeymoon and my weights literally went back to 0. Like I couldn't lift anything anymore. Like all the strength that I had gained in the 3 months leading up to my wedding, I took 1 month off and I was back at ground zero. And I was like, oh, this is so unmotivating. And I now didn't have a strong purpose to continue going to the gym. So it was difficult to say the least. I was not able to consistently go without whinging every single time. I didn't understand how anyone went to the gym happily and willingly. And I was always asking Tim, like,
do you enjoy the gym? Like, how do you consistently go for the last like 10, 15 years of your life?
The results are great. You get stronger, you get fitter, you look better. But the process of going to the gym for me was absolute hell. I could not bring myself to enjoy it. And I really wanted to, because a lot of people around me loved going to the gym and they were getting like such amazing results as well. But I just hated it. But what they say is true. And I'm on 2%, so I will come back. We are back with a charged camera. And in the meantime, I have built some additional things already. My favorite probably being this one because it was such a pain to build. Actually, they're all kind of good. This castle was not bad too. I thought I would never enjoy any kind of physical activity and that I would just live my entire life hating exercising, and I would just have to do it because of health reasons, but I'll never genuinely enjoy any form of movement in my body. And then when I quit my 9 to 5 and I was in the trying new things out era, I was like, you know what? I've heard about reformer Pilates and I see all the girls do it. Let me just give it a go. Honestly, I've never seen myself as a group class type of person. I am way too uncoordinated to be performing in front of others. But then in my trying new things era, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to try it and see how I go. I dragged a friend of mine to come with me. I did the class and realized absolutely nobody cares. Nobody is looking at you. Everybody is focused on themselves. So honestly, don't even worry about it. If you're thinking, I don't want to do a group class because how embarrassing, well, don't worry, because even now that I am like more than a year into Pilates, I don't look at other people because I'm still too busy figuring out how to do the moves myself and how to make sure that I am in the correct form. Yeah, I ended up taking that one class and I fell in love with it and I've loved it ever since, and I am still going to Pilates till this day. I genuinely never imagined myself to enjoy any kind of exercise, but now I actually miss going to Pilates when I'm traveling or I'm sick and I'm out for a week and I don't get to go to my Pilates classes. I actually start to miss it. Take this as a sign. If you're someone who is going to the gym or doing something that you think is the only answer to your exercise and physical activity time, then try something new and maybe you'll actually find something you enjoy doing. What's that phrase? Don't bag it until you try it. And keep trying until you find something that's right for you. If I was able to find enjoyment in some kind of physical activity, then I am sure you can too. Next up, we have solo traveling. Honestly, solo traveling was not on my bingo card at all, like ever. But knowing me, I do tend to have random moments in my life where I decide to do something completely unexpected. Exhibit A, quitting my 9 to 5 job without a backup plan. So I guess this wasn't like totally unexpected, but I don't think anyone saw this coming. Sometime last year, I suddenly had an itch for a new challenge and I decided I wanted to go solo traveling before I turned 30. Naturally, I picked a country that was known to be safe for women solo travelers, and I'm sure you've guessed it, Japan. I have been to Japan before, but I've only ever traveled to like the main tourist locations, so Tokyo, Osaka and Kyoto. This time I wanted to be in a place that I've never been before so that I could experience the extra challenge, and I decided to go to this other island called Kyushu Island, and I visited the city of Fukuoka, Beppu and Yufuin. And that experience was one of the most empowering experiences of my life. It definitely showed me that I was a lot stronger, braver, and more capable than I ever gave myself credit for. When I'm traveling with Tim, he usually works out all the logistics, and I kind of just pick places that I want to eat and visit. And he'll be the one who's booking all the tickets. He'll make sure that we are able to get from A to B basically. Honestly, in the back of my mind, I've always thought, man, without him being there, would I even be able to survive traveling on my own? Honestly, if you dropped me in the middle of Tokyo and told me to get back to my hotel, I probably can't even tell you what hotel I stayed at. I was that bad. So I thought this trip would be really good for me just to become more independent and to grow and experience the parts of traveling that are tricky and challenging, that makes you think on the spot and respond to change, which I never had to deal with because every single time things go wrong, Tim would just be like, don't worry, I've got this, I'll solve it for us, just chill. And also, traveling with large suitcases, Tim would always be the one just carrying both of our luggages and I'm just trailing behind, walking up the stairs. That made me think in the back of my mind that I probably won't be able to manage on my own. I guess I wanted to experience the challenge for myself because I knew it was going to help me grow. and I wanted to do a solo trip so that I was, I guess, forced in a way to navigate the foreign streets by myself with my big suitcase. And I think it's just a different kind of like independence that you feel when you're alone in another country with no one around you who you could like lean on. And you know what? After Japan, I ended up being unexpectedly stuck in other countries by myself. And historically, I would have been freaking out because I need to book hotels last minute, stay by myself, navigate to the hotel. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have internet. But because of that experience in Japan, I found myself like pretty chill. Going on a bit of a ramble, but I also just wanted to add that solo travel is such a great opportunity for you to also reflect by yourself. Sometimes just being in a different place and a different environment to reflect and like see the lives of other people can really help put things into perspective for yourself and could be quite inspirational. So if you ever have the privilege of being able to solo travel at least once in your life, then I think everyone should experience it. Of course, choose a place that is safe for you. This next one is probably a bit random. Wait, let me figure out what pieces I need first. I really appreciate when you go to an event or like you go into a cafe and they have the most gorgeous floral decorations or just decorations in general. Just makes you feel happy. I was going down this like YouTube rabbit hole. Again, it always starts with a YouTube rabbit hole of making floral arrangements. Then my friend came to me one day and asked if I was able to help her make something for her office for International Women's Day because she wanted to kind of make a cute backdrop to celebrate International Women's Day. And I was like, of course! How fun would that be? It's like a little mini project. We created this artificial garden in her office. Honestly, it's so much fun to make and we were so excited with the way it turned out. Like we thought we did a really good job. Obviously, if you're an event decorator, please don't judge. The last thing is video editing. While I was in Japan, I ended up purchasing this DJI Pocket 3, mainly thinking I would just save space on my phone and film all my travel videos on this new device. But then after purchasing that, I was like, wait, I spent so much money on this, I'm going to actually make a proper video. Because also I never look back at my videos if it's not already edited in one place. This one is so difficult to make. What the heck is going on? So I started editing my first video and I was like, this is kind of fun. Then I edited my second one and it became even more fun because I started like getting used to the tools, and eventually I ended up running out of things to edit because I'm not traveling anymore. And I thought I'm just going to start making videos and vlogs anyway because I enjoy that process so much, and it's so much fun to look back at old videos, old memories of yourself, see like your personality at a point in time. A lot of things I tend to forget once I come back from my travels, so I love that it's all documented somewhere, and I've like created like the highlight reels of each of my trips. I think if you enjoy being creative, you like to have your memories collected in one place, video editing is pretty fun and it's not super hard to learn how to do the basics. Okay, I know what you're thinking, but Selena, your video title says 10 things. Where's the 10th thing? Well, obviously it's this book nook that I am currently creating. I recorded this from the start. I'm not able to multitask, so I haven't built the whole entire thing yet. In fact, I haven't even built a quarter of this book nook yet. I still have all these to go. So I'm going to put on something to watch while I make this, and then I'll show you at the end what this looks like. If you've made it this far into watching this very long video, then thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it has inspired you to maybe try something new, or maybe you can pick up some of these hobbies or try some of the things that I tried And if you do, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you think, knowing me a little bit better now, if you think there is something that I might enjoy doing that I haven't already mentioned in the video, then let me know in the comments below. I would love to try something new. I think I am starting to get the itch again. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
We've completed it.